democratic and republican tradition of our Constitution. The Constitution recognizes the rights and aspirations of all our cities, and a Constitution that organizes the powers of state, protects citizens from abuses, and avoids discriminations. Our government will always be on the side of freedom, democracy, peace, and human rights. Our government always will be committed with the state, with justice and equality of opportunities among all our compatriots. Citizens, on the night of Tuesday of last year, after an extreme violent night, as the President of the Republic, I proposed to all my compatriots a triple agreement: an agreement for peace, an agreement for justice, an agreement for a new constitution. The night of Friday 15th of November, most parliament members and political parties, in a critical time for our republic, reached an agreement for the peace and new constitution that has allowed us to follow dialogue and agreement. In this agreement, on the basis of peaceful rights, to give way to the constitutional referendum that we have held today. And it marks the beginning of a constituent process. A constitution never begins from zero, because it represents the encounters of different generations. A constitution must always inherit the generations that came before, the willingness of the people that were before, and the hopes of the people that are right now. So that this referendum achieve its objective, all men and women of goodwill must give the best of ourselves, open our spirit to dialogue, to exercise respect and tolerance, and be willing to come to an agreement and reject violence. In the last month, we had to face extraordinary difficult moments. The wave of violence and destruction that so much damage has caused to Chilean families, the worst health pandemic in the last century, and the deepest world economic recession in the last decades. We know that all these challenges and adversities have sparked a lot of pain to most Chilean families. For these reasons, and beyond the new constitution, our government has a clear and firm commitment: continue moving forward without rest to alleviate and solve all the necessities that have generated so much pain and anguish to Chilean families, and that were clearly expressed in the peaceful manifestations of last year. For all these reasons, our commitment for the upcoming month, aside from making sure of an exemplary constitutional process, will focus on recover all the jobs that were lost, on creating more jobs with better salaries, protecting health in the face of this pandemic, and also in reactivating our economy and move forward our country. Also, we will focus in strengthening the network of social protection, in promoting a social reform. Dear compatriots, Chile and Chileans, we have been hit many times by adversities, but never that adversity has bent our spirit. Today is a time for healing, to unite hearts and wills, and with generosity raise our sight towards the future. I want to end my words recognizing and thanking from the deepest of my heart to all those that contributed to a constitutional referendum that we are proud of, to the spokesman and the members at the poll stations, the electoral service, the armed forces of law and order, and public organizations, and above all, recognize and thank the millions and millions of citizens in Chile and abroad that fulfilled their civic duty, that collaborated with those that needed, and followed the health measures, and made their contribution voting in this referendum. This is love for Chile. I want to ask to all my compatriots that by the end of this day, they return peacefully to their homes. Take care of your health, follow health measures, and condemn all acts of violence that so much pain and suffering has created for Chilean families. I feel very proud that together Chileans, we have accomplished this. And I also call for unity to face the big challenges of the future. And I'm also convinced, and I ask all my compatriots, that we meet what is needed in these difficult times. I ask your help to fulfill our responsibility and mission as President of all Chileans. I also want to share with you a deep faith and hope that, like we have always done, once again, we will stand and we will retake our march towards a future. We are a great nation, a great family. We all love our country. We all want the best for our beloved ones and our sons and daughters. And we all know that in order to advance together, we cannot leave anyone behind. God bless Chile and its democracy. God bless all Chileans. Thank you. Good night.